Hello, this is Donald Trump from Mr. Cohn. Thank you so much.
Donald who?
Roy Cohn. Nice to meet you.
You Roy Cohn from all the papers? Yeah, you're brutal.
Guilty as charged.
Roy Cohn is a crook. He's been indicted 3 times.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. People, they hire me because I'm a winner.
How do you win?
The first rule is the simplest. Attack, attack, attack.
It's going to be the finest building in the country. In the world. It's going to be spectacular.
Rule 2. Admit nothing, deny everything.
You think you can beat the U.S. government?
Rule 3. No matter what happens, you claim victory and never admit defeat. I record everything in case I need it.
Well, that's illegal.
You have to be willing to do anything to anyone to win.
There are 2 types of people. There are winners and there are losers.
You're over-leveraged and have debt up to your ears.
I know what I'm doing.
Have a look at yourself. You're getting ugly.
Don't you forget, I made you.
We have a brand new campaign slogan. Let's make America great again.
Well, I like the again part.
Hello and welcome to the Super 70 Podcast, episode 36.4, Roy Cohn's Bedroom. Luke and I start off by discussing Ali Abbassi's controversial biopic, The Apprentice, which he saw in Germany and I saw here in the States. We try to talk about the president-elect's record as a rapist, his friendship with Roy Cohn, and, well, at least we tried. Meander we did through our cinema experiences while Luke is in Deutschland. We discuss what we've seen, what we haven't, and then Luke takes plenty of time scrolling through my Letterbxd to roast my reviews. There must be better ways to spend time with your son than on Zoom talking about cinema, but quite frankly, I don't know what they are.
This day is my day of rest. It's the Sabbath.
I went to go see The Apprentice. Then I texted you. I said, this movie is messed up. And you went to go see it at the Delphi in Potsdamer Platz.
Yeah, the Delphi Lux.
Yeah.
That place is actually interesting. That place is kind of like designed for you to like watch a movie and then like you're meant to like hang out afterwards with your friends and discuss the movie. That's what that place is like. So it's kind of like a almost like a cafe setting pre and post. That was kind of cool. But yeah, that movie was crazy. Sebastian Stan did a fantastic job portraying him because like you can see it like in the second half of the movie. That's when the mannerisms come out. I thought the story was like, I don't know if any of this ever happened, so I don't know how true of a story it is. But I was not shocked by any of it. Yeah, I just wasn't like even like the most asshole-ish things like the fake Tiffany cufflinks with his name on it. Like that shit was crazy. I don't know, the whole arc of the quote unquote arc of the movie and like the whole like character development of principles was just like, I thought that was like really interesting. That's how they structured the movie. What did you think of it?
In this day and age, I thought it was really brave for Sebastian Stan to portray His Holiness the Emperor Donald J. Trump as a rapist. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of people that would like to do Sebastian Stan a lot of harm because of that film. And I thought that he really put himself out there and he put his art and his craft out there like a lot of people don't. And good for him. There's a lot of people that won't portray Jesus Christ on screen because pretty much every actor who does it gets this curse. So they can't, they spend the rest of their career trying to get by because the Jesus part just hurt them. And that's why in a lot of Defoe is the one standout. A lot of people who would shoot Jesus, they would put the back of their head to the camera. Like, don't put my face on camera. because I don't want this to hurt my career. Defoe was the only one who actually, if you look at the 10 years after the Passion of the Christ.
Dylan is an idiot. He meant The Last Temptation of Christ by Martin Scorsese.
Defoe didn't really have a good run. He made a lot of bad movies, a lot of B movies. He made a real stinker with Madonna that was just one of the worst things I'd ever seen. But
okay.
Yeah, body of evidence, I think, is what it was called. You know, him and her in a parking garage on top of a car. It was just disgusting. But whatever.
The Apprentice.
The Apprentice. I'm sorry. Speaking of Jesus Christ, we were talking about The Apprentice. I thought that Sebastian Stan did an awesome job of trying to put that into a bottle, and you saw his development arc, like the first scene to the last scene, where it's just him and his posture and his New York accent, and then by the last scene, he's full bore.
Yeah.
And I also thought that Jeremy Strong, who played Roy Cohn, was just masterful. I thought that was wonderful. I want to say shortly after Cohn died, I think he died in 89 or 90, they made a movie about him on HBO. It was called Citizen Cohn. James Woods starred as Roy Cohn, which was really funny because everybody knows that James Woods was a right-leaning Republican. Now James Woods is seen as like this ultra far-right, full-on nationalist, crazy, borderline proto-fascist. He's almost become like the living embodiment of the person that he was portraying when he took on that part in Citizen Cohn. It was an HBO movie, and I remember it being pretty good. Whatever you do, try not to Google Roy Cohn bedroom. That's a disturbing sight right there. Your cousin Dallas did it, and then she texted me and she said, "Why did you tell me to do that?" And I said, "No, if you remember correctly, Dallas, I told you not to do that," but she did it anyway. In any case, I thought that Strong did an excellent job trying to portray just what a piece of shit Roy Cohn was. Not just his prosecution of the Rosenbergs, which was underhanded and unnecessary, today would not pass muster, but the way that he helped Joe McCarthy destroy lives for almost 10 years and was perfectly fine with that. And then how he became the rat fucker of New York City. He became the fixer of Manhattan. And as long as you were willing to do dirty work, Roy Cohn was fine taking your money. Mm-hmm. And it just makes natural sense that that's who Donald Trump would partner up with. It also shows you a lot of his envy and a lot of his jealousy and a lot of his ambition. Trump's, I mean, as a young person. And I think it hits a lot closer to the mark than most people say. And as far as some of the more controversial nature of it, I mean, Ivanka Trump.
Dylan is an idiot. He meant Ivana Trump.
When she divorced him, she put that in the divorce proceedings. She documented it. She signed an affidavit for it. And people know at the time that it was true. And as a part of her agreement to get any money in the divorce, she had to sign an affidavit that said it didn't happen. So he was clearly paying her silence. You know, good luck with that lawsuit, buddy, because I understand that that's coming down the pipe. I see this movie as very, very different from movies in the past that have come out criticizing a sitting president. I don't know if you've seen Oliver Stone's W, which is the movie about Bush.
No.
Yeah, and Richard Dreyfuss plays Dick Cheney.
Oliver Stone made it?
Yes.
Okay. I think I already know what the movie is going to be about.
Correct. Yeah. And Jeffrey Wright plays Colin Powell. Yeah. It's almost unwatchable. Josh Brolin plays Bush. James Cromwell plays H.W. Bush. It's really quite bad. It's almost as bad as Nixon, which I think he shot in 98, and that had Anthony Hopkins playing Nixon and Powers Booth playing Alexander Haig. It was just another like weird movie. Beetlejuice, The Apprentice, and then the big one, the one of the century.
Yeah, Megalopolis.
So did you go to the same theater for that, or did you go to another one?
My theater didn't show it.
So where did you see Megalopolis? The same place, Cinelux?
Yeah,
Delphi Lux.
At the end of the movie, and I was trying to like balance my opinion between what I saw and what I was supposed to be interpreting That was incredibly hard to do throughout the entire thing. I know for a fact in about 3-4 years, this will be seen as an absolute masterpiece. I'm pretty sure in about 3 or 4 years, Coppola has done this multiple times where he just comes back half a decade later and everyone likes the movie that everyone shit on. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. But like the whole movie was just so like, I wouldn't say it's confusing. I would say it's horribly edited though.
Yeah.
And the plot doesn't make sense. He's trying to make New Rome a great city again. And then what does he do by the end of the movie? He builds 6 blocks and it's basically a park. That's it. He didn't do anything to the whole city. That's it. Literally it. Shia LaBeouf was in there for some reason. Jon Voight for some like it was so weird. Like everyone is in there. This could have been casted better. And everyone had the Roman haircuts and like a Roman like inspired dress attire and whatever. The blend between like the artistic stuff like what's real, like he's driving the car across the city and there's a statue of Lady Justice or whatever like leaning against a wall and like that stuff. It was really odd to watch and I don't know really what I saw.
Well, he did an interview with Josh Hurwitz a couple of weeks ago and Josh Hurwitz said that it seemed to me that you were just directing everything in a different key. So if you're listening to music, it's in the right key for what you're listening to. Everything sounds fine. But if the music is in the wrong key, everything sounds off. That's what Hurwitz said when he described, it may not be that it's a bad song. It's just that it's in the wrong key. Coppola really grabbed that.
The effects were ranged from great to puzzling artistic choices. I saw one person said the whole movie looks like it's filmed as a perfume commercial, and the plot just didn't really make too much because the ultimate villain is his cousin who just actually just hates him for no reason. Why do you hate him so much? I've been doing this since we were kids. That's not an answer. He's like literally trying to he's preying on the downfall of his brother, got shot, like his cousin that got blown in the face. Also, that was weird, by the way. That happened for no reason. I called that shit when the kid came up, when the camera was lingering on this shit too. I was like, oh, he's getting killed. It's like Breaking Bad. And then the kid just shoots him in the face. And what comes of it? Literally nothing.
Nothing.
The plot is a mess. The subplots are a miss. Stupid choices for scenes. Jon Voight shooting 2 people with a crossbow because they don't have guns, apparently. Like that.
And Audrey Plaza, of all people, just very strange.
No, I thought that was one of the only casting choices I thought was good.
But it looks weird that she's dressed as Cleopatra, pushed into this bedroom scene with Jon Voight. It just doesn't...
Yeah, the whole Rome thing, that was a choice. That was definitely a choice.
It says Megalopolis, a fable.
And the old Hollywood and title cards. So weird what I was seeing. I don't know how else to describe it.
It's just an odd movie. The most expensive odd movie ever. Because Joker 2 is a flop, but I wouldn't say that's an odd movie.
No, I get what you mean. Megalopolis is definitely an odd movie.
This is the summer of flops, man. Joker 2, Megalopolis, The Apprentice. I mean, Beetlejuice made money.
A little.
Yeah, but not much.
I don't know. I've been disappointed the whole second half of this year. I don't think Gladiator 2 is going to be good. I'm sorry, I don't have no faith in Ridley Scott. He hasn't made a good movie in 15 years.
When's that coming out?
Middle of November.
Coming out when I'm there?
That would be crazy. Hold on. Yeah, we can go to the November 14th. And so it'll be in theaters. We can go to Alexanderplatz and watch Gladiator 2 if you want. I just don't even know what else to think about it. Whatever, I think the message of the movie is, I'm thinking about it was, well, that's not it because the rest of the movie doesn't say or lead to that conclusion, right? It was, the movie means this. I mean, it could, but it doesn't really make sense anyway. Characters sucked. I didn't like a single character. I thought Giancarlo Esposito did the better job. For the longest part of the movie till the end, I was like, "Oh, is this like a thing? Is like if you idolize the past too much, it consumes the future or some shit." But that's not the case because he succeeded in the end. And I'm sitting there like, "Well, there goes my thought about what the movie was going to be like." So what's the new conclusion? Chase the illustrious, romanticized version of the past into the future? That's not a good meaning. That's not good thematically. I didn't know what I was watching.
That's more concrete than what.
What did you think the point of the movie was?
I don't know what the point of the movie was. I'm clueless as to what the point of the movie was.
I don't know.
But I do think that Todd Phillips and Francis Coppola and Tim Burton, for that matter, I think they all have a right to make the art that they want to make. I think, unfortunately, we live in a society in which they've got to justify, like, if you want to spend $120 million on a movie, you got to justify it to somebody. Coppola didn't have that problem because he spent his own money, which I'm fearful. I just found out he picked up distribution, so it's going to go to a streaming service yet to be announced, but they closed the deal. And he's going to mitigate his cost on it. Like, he might be able to make 30, 40 million bucks on it and then eat the rest. I don't know. Will Joker ever turn? Joker 2 actually made a lot of money in Europe. The Europeans apparently like that movie a whole lot more than the Americans, and I don't know why.
That had a lower opening than Morbius. Like, it's doing worse than Morbius.
Yeah, it was like the worst comic book debut ever for a comic book movie. Yeah.
Directors doing their own thing. I like that and all.
Yeah.
There is no but. Like, that sentence seems like it's going to be like, but no, like, there are movies that are like that or this or and that. There are movies that are like artistic, and there are movies that are not. You know, like, it's different for everything. And a good balance is probably what's. I'm not pissed that Megalopolis was made. Joker 2, I don't think it was great, but hey, like, at least it's like a little really risky. At least there are some movies like that. It just sucks that I didn't like them. I didn't expect to like Joker 2. I didn't expect to like Beetlejuice. I walked into a Coppola movie not knowing where my expectations were anyway, so like that doesn't really matter. But I think I'm right on the fact that it's like not on the fact, but like I think I'm right. In a couple of years, this movie will be praised.
I hope so.
The Godfather 2, when it came out, people didn't like it. They thought it was horrible.
Yeah, it was controversial at the time. Yeah, it wound up winning Best Picture, but it was not an easy road to get there. Yeah. People didn't like the flashback structure, blah, blah, blah. You read Vincent Canby's review of it in the New York Times. It's very, very strange review that doesn't make any sense today. But even Roger Ebert was like, yeah, that's 3 stars out of 4. Like, it's okay. It's not really amazing. And then he wrote another review 30 years later that was like, I was wrong. This is amazing. Yeah. I wanted to say that it was my first Coppola movie that I'd seen on screen, but it wasn't. I saw Apocalypse Now, and it was re-released in 1999 for the 20 year. And then I saw the Redux version a little bit later than that.
That's kind of cool seeing that in the theater.
Yeah. Oh, it was. But it was on 35. I wish I saw it in like 70. That would have been.
Didn't we see a part 2 when it was in?
We saw The Godfather Part 2 on the big screen. Yeah. So yesterday, that Star Cinema Grill bought the River Oaks Theater. Yeah, in West Gray. They remodeled it. They opened it a few weeks ago, and I went with Dave and Nicole. We saw Fight Club, which was great because it was almost like the same weekend that the three of us went to go see Fight Club when it was released in 1999. It's almost to the week. It was pretty cool. I went up yesterday about 3:00, and I went to go see the re-release of Amadeus for the 30-year anniversary, which was I hadn't seen that probably since the mid to late 80s. And Amadeus is about Mozart. It's the just 3-hour film about Mozart's life. Milos Forman, who was a Czech who fled communist Czechoslovakia, came to the West and started making movies. He directed that. I was really blown away by it. I didn't like it when I was younger, probably because everybody in the world says, watch this, it's such a great movie, the costumes and everything. But I think what I don't like about it is Tom Hulce, the actor who plays Mozart. He's a one-trick pony. He was great in that movie for that role, and then that's it. Because he's been in other stuff since then, and it doesn't stick. It's really quite sad because he's so spectacular in that film. The real reason to watch that is the other things that are going on, such as F. Murray Abraham, who plays Salieri. That guy's gold. I think he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for that movie, and it shouldn't. I mean, he's billed first. He's the main actor, Amadeus, but it's really about Salieri. I really think that's quite an amazing role for him. You might remember, like, he was in Scarface. He was in one of the gangsters in Scarface. The other role that was in it was our favorite. Jeffrey Jones was in it too. He played Joseph, the Emperor of Austria. To which I say, why am I not surprised that a complete and utter degenerate is playing the Emperor of the Austrian Empire? The Habsburgs were the epitome of everything you should hate in the world. They were just absolute scumbags. For 600 years, they ran one half of Europe into the ground, married off their family to all the other houses to try to form their imminent collapse, to which I say, good. His sister was Marie Antoinette. He married her off to Louis XVI, who was the last king France, obviously, and both of them lost their heads. Fantastic. Great. I hate the Habsburgs. Absolutely hate. Just from a historical context, I don't get passionate at all about anything before the 20th century. It was long before my grandfather was born. I don't give a shit, but the Habsburgs are like the reason to get emotionally invested in European history specifically. Those guys were just shockingly oblivious and corrupt to the heart and core of their nature. And all the evil thing about a medieval Christian society that lead to us being atheists today must have grown out of the Habsburgs and the Vatican. So there's that on one level. On the next level, there is no absolute denying that he was perfectly cast as the emperor. He is just as great in that role as he was in Ferris Bueller, or he was in Howard the Duck, or he was in Beetlejuice. That's like the shame of it, is he was actually a fine actor who did some great supporting roles, and it's not our fault that, he's a living. That's the shame of it. Had some excellent acting going on. Anyway, so that was over, and I went outside. Dave and Nicole showed up, and then we went in to see Nosferatu on the big screen, not in one of the smaller ones, but on the main screen downstairs. So it was a huge, there must have been like 500 seats or something. And there was a live band that played a soundtrack to the film while we were watching it.
That's really cool.
Yeah. There was drums, a guy on guitar, and then there was two people on keyboards, and they played a live score to Nosferatu. And I almost bought a copy for Lauren because she's a Dracula fan. Nosferatu was the first Dracula movie. Murnau directed it. They shot it, I think they shot it in Nuremberg.
Christian Bale and Defoe are going to be in a new Nosferatu movie. Yeah, it's called Nosferatu.
Come to me. Come to me. I've never shared my secret with any soul.
You've had these spells since childhood. Tell me what you can from the beginning.
It is like a dream. It was our wedding. When we turned around, everyone was dead. The stench of their bodies was horrible. Standing before me was death. But I'd never been so happy.
This creature is a force more powerful than evil. Its desire is to consume all life on Earth. Only you can redeem us. He is coming.
There is a devil in this world, and I have met him.
But you could never please me as he could. I'm ready.
Well, that's weird because Defoe did a movie about the making of Nosferatu back in the 90s. John Malkovich played Murnau. Defoe played Max Schenk, the guy with all the physical deformities who played Count Orlok. So it's weird. So it's almost like he's revisiting. God, Defoe, he's got to be like in his 60s now, huh? 'Cause
he's old.
That's like 25 years ago he did that. Nosferatu, actually, I think it was about the second time I'd seen it. I saw it in the 90s on videotape, and I didn't care for it much. It just kind of, It's kind of like, okay, this is what people were into in the 20s. All right, I get it. But really, it's actually a pretty good movie. Very closely follows the original plot of Dracula, more so than I remember it did. And then it had some like open comedy in it, like very, very funny setups that I thought was like, I don't remember it being this funny. And there were people in the audience that were laughing, and it wasn't like popcorn, Frankenstein type humor of throw it at the screen and let's make fun of this movie. It wasn't like that at all. Like the movie itself had humor. It was intentionally funny, and I wasn't expecting that for a horror film in the 20s. And now that makes me think, well, I got to watch the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari again, because I want to see if that still has the same humor. I've only seen that once too. They were selling both of them on DVD there last night, but I didn't want to drop $40 on them. I think I've got them both burned. It'd be nice. Kino's got edition. Anyway, so that was my day yesterday. And then I watched Olympia Part 2, which I know you were just so happy not to have to watch. Let me pull up my Letterbxd. I watched They Were Expendable, the John Ford World War II movie with John Wayne. That was trying. That was Ford just got back from the war and was still like an alcoholic and was trying to get out of it. And there were a lot of scenes that other people were directing because they couldn't get him out of bed. Then I watched I'm trying to watch all the stuff that was on your shelf that I hadn't seen. And so the Criterion of the 3 Outlaw Samurai, dude, that's a great movie.
I told you it's a great movie.
That's a fantastic. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. I told you it was amazing like 5 years ago.
Oh my God, it's a great movie.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Loved it. Yeah, loved it.
Yes.
And one of the samurai is that dude who was in You Only Live Twice, the James Bond movie. Yeah, you knew that.
Yeah, that's a great movie. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I really enjoyed it. And then Late Night with the Devil, Lauren and I watched that last week. That was her first horror movie. She loved it. And then Messenger of Death, which is one of the movies I gave you on the Charles Bronson 4-pack.
Mm. Yeah.
That was low grade Golan Globus.
Oh yeah.
Like cannon group fodder. It was bad.
Have you seen Marked for Death?
Jamaican gangs known as posses are now dominating the American drug trade.
In Above the Law, he got tough.
Who's that?
John Hatcher, DEA.
In Hard to Kill, he got even.
This is not the time for you to walk out on me. I've had enough. He thinks he's retired.
He still looks functional to me.
Now, the man with the short fuse is marked for death.
I want you to meet my sister, goddess of fire.
Steven Seagal is John Hatcher.
He's dead. And he don't even know it.
A good cop.
Your family has been marked.
In a bad mood.
Said he'd kill us both.
I don't think he's gonna get the chance.
What are you planning to do?
I'm gonna take out the posse. One thought he was invincible. The other thought he could fly. They were both wrong. Who do you fear? Him or me? I'm gonna deliver you into the light.
Steven Seagal is marked for death.
It's my silent partner.
But this time, he's bringing out the big guns. Steven Seagal, marked for death.
Are you some kind of cop? Nah, I'm just a concerned citizen.
Oh yeah, with Seagal?
Yeah. Is it good? Okay, hold on. That's the wrong question. Is it like... Is it Golan Globus missing in action, Under Siege good?
It might be more like Under Siege and less like Missing in Action.
No, I mean, like, that's how it, like, shitty but good. You know what I mean? Like, bad, good movies. Because Under Siege is, like a bad movie, but it's good.
Yeah, I don't think it's... I mean, there are people that like it. They say that the only 3 good Seagal movies are the ones that have 3 words, like Above the Law, Marked for Death. What's the third one? I don't remember what the third one, but there are three of them he made like back to back to back.
Out for Justice?
Out for Justice, I think.
Hard to Kill? Yo,
Hard to Kill. That's the other one. Yeah. So they say as long as you stick with the three words, then you're good. I don't know how. Executive Decision was an amazing Seagal film. Seagal and Kurt Russell. Yeah, I think you'd like that.
These look horrid. Oh, I think I need to watch Marked for Death.
I don't remember who.
Keith David is in this?
Who? Keith David?
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with Keith David.
I can't wait for this. Greg watched one of his newer movies. I think it's called Sniper: Special Ops.
Oh, it's part of the Sniper franchise?
I don't know, but like he doesn't like get out of his chair the whole movie. Like he's just sitting down doing jujitsu. It's so stupid. Like, and they got a stuntman for him to walk up the stairs. You know, shit like that.
Because he's so fat.
Yeah, and old, man. He's like 70. Casey Ryback on top. That movie's so good.
And I saw, Strange Victory. It was a great documentary about the war. The Rules of the Game, which I hated. That's a Jean Renoir film from the 30s. Hail the Conquering Hero. I caught that on Criterion. That's actually a really good movie about stolen valor. It was a comedy about this dude who couldn't get into the war because he had hay fever. The Marine Corps wouldn't take him. So he rather than go back to his hometown and face the shame of it, he just stayed with a blue-collar job in San Francisco. And then these Marines that return from Guadalcanal, he pays for all their beer in a bar, and they all get drunk together and become good buddies. And they decide that they're going to lie and tell everybody in this small town that he was in their unit in Guadalcanal and make him the hero of the group. And they're going to all go back to the town so that he can go back and see his mom and go back home and everything. And it was a screwball comedy. It was actually pretty good. And I rated that, and then Dave read my review, and then he went on to Criterion and he watched it too. And he was like, yeah, that was a really good movie. 1944, black and white. Excellent film.
I'm trying to find you on Letterbxd. Which Dylan Davis are you?
I'm that Dylan Davis.
Oh, you got the pro version? Word. Holy shit. Why is F for Fake in your favorites list? No. Oh my god, what are you doing?
You're criticizing my favorites list now?
On F for Fake, yes. Aside from F for Fake, everything else is basically like this the stereotypical like film bro favorite movies list.
I probably need to change it. Dave says that he changes his all the time. I don't have that much energy.
No, but your favorite movies are your favorite movies. But I do gotta ask: is F for Fake better than Patan?
Is F for Fake better than Patan? That's not really fair because any movie that I say, your immediate reaction is going to be, well, is that better than Patan?
That's why I'm trying to get that shit out of here. F for Fake? F for Mid, bro. Come on. Put Goat Tan, bro. Shah Rukh Khan deserves a spot in that.
So then I saw Liam Gallagher's documentary that he produced about himself called As It Was. That was sheer pro-Liam propaganda, anti-Noel tripe. It was amazing. My favorite line was one of the guys in his band said, I think that Noel overrated the songwriting and underrated the singer. Think about that. Noel overrated the songwriter and underrated the singer. Saw American Werewolf in London for the first time in like 40 years. That was horrible. Then your mom and I watched The Last Sheila, which was a whodunit murder mystery, like a Clue on a boat. James Coburn, and who else was in it? The first hour was hard, and then the last hour was really good. And then I watched And Justice for All, the Pacino movie from '79, and that was a really good film. I enjoyed that. And then I watched Kevin Costner's Open Range with Robert Duvall, and I barely made it through that alive. That was a rough watch.
Dog Day Afternoon is not 4 stars.
I really enjoyed it.
12 Angry Men. You're fucking with me. 12 Angry Men, the remake, is 3 out of 5? No, you're so cooked. What is this?
He's criticizing my ratings.
Dog Day Afternoon, 4?
Yeah.
And 12 Angry Men is a 3.
Perhaps if you read my reviews, you can see why.
No. Beetlejuice is not 3 out of 5. That shit is like a half a star. It's like 1 star at max. Another Sin I found, 4.5, not 5 stars for Temple of Doom. Executable Offense. Okay, come on. Patriot Games was way better than 3 stars. Like, come on. Oh no, you're not. No, this 4-movie run right here is a sin. No, this is crazy. Okay, hold on. No. This is the day. This is the day we spent the entire day in the movie room, because this is all on the 16th of August. Okay. No, you're so done for this, Mom. You got to listen to this. Okay. Listen to this like little run of movies. All right, and listen to the ratings. All right. Clear and Present Danger is 2.5 stars.
I didn't like it.
Okay. Hold on. No, that's not the sin here. Clear and Present Danger, that's not nearly as good as Patriot Games. But the problem is Patriot Games is only 3 stars. That's a crazy take. Insane take. That movie's at least a 4. At least a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
That movie's fantastic. Then your next problem, which amplifies this mistake even more, Conan the Barbarian is 4 out of 5 stars. You're actually smoked. You were on something when you watched this movie. It's horrible. And that has higher rating than Harrison Ford and Patriot Games. I'm sorry, bro. That's no way. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. Insane take. And The Jackal's only 2 out of 5 stars. Crazy. Crazy word. The Fall of Berlin has the same rating as War Dogs. Hannibal and Hannibal.
Luke is referencing episode 34.12.
The Rewatchables did Silence of the Lambs last week. It was a really good episode.
Condor Man? 5 stars?
Love Condor Man.
Who can save Princess Juliet? Held captive by the evil Count Lorca? Who can save the city? Who? This is a job for Condor Man!
I want to see your Streets of Fire review. 4 Things. Yeah, that is a 1 star if I've ever heard one. This movie's horrible.
Paul and Warren want to do Ford Fairlane.
Huh?
Which I can't tell you. The Adventures of Ford Fairlane, which I don't think you've ever heard, but I'm not looking forward to it. I was not a fan of that comedian or that movie. I thought it was horrible, but that's kind of their whole go-to is kind of movies I don't like. Phantom Menace, Batman, Ford Fairlane. Like, what's the next one going to be?
Is this?
Dylan would play a funny moment from The Adventures of Ford Fairlane here, but there isn't any.
Oh, you're looking at it now? Yeah.
I thought it was an action movie at first.
I'm sure there's no. It's Andrew Dice Clay at one time was like the hottest comedian on the planet for
He's a real dick.
About 6 months, and yeah, he's a real dick. And it was like super machismo, super male.
Hickory dickory dock, some chick was sucking my cock. The clock struck 2, I dropped my goo, I dumped the bitch on the next block. Oh! End of story.
Right, misogynist stuff that was extraordinarily popular for a minute. Are you reading anything right now?
Yeah, but I've been hella busy, so I haven't been able to get through it. I got about 100 pages left in Fourth Crusade. So it's taken me a minute, but I only got 100 pages left. I'm going to finish this before you get here.
Okay.
So
20 pages a day.
Yeah, I've been telling myself that, but shit gets busy, so.
I just finished one on Nazi propaganda. That was 240 pages, and that actually had an entire chapter on newsreels. It was actually pretty interesting. Probably put most people to sleep, but I found it really interesting. And
word. And
then before that, I just finished William L. Shearer's The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich that David gave me.
Oh, yeah, the 2,000 word.
I reread that, so that was my second time I read that. That was really good. And then I finished Will and Ariel Durant's The Story of Civilization, Part 9, The Age of Voltaire, and that was probably the driest history I have read in a very long time.
Yeah.
And there's 11 volumes. I got into this because Dave Kinnaman and Justin Blunt, and we started reading those back when we were school teachers in 2000. I started collecting them, and I'm going to read them, and I thought I'll read one per year because they're all like 1,000 pages. It's been really slow. I'm going to finish it. I'm on volume 9, so I've only got 10 and 11 to go. The Age of Rousseau and The Age of Napoleon. And that's it. But that was super bad. Like, that was some of the driest shit I have And there was a whole chapter on the scientific revolution, which sounds exciting until you have to read it. And then there was an entire chapter on music, on Bach and Beethoven and those guys. And I thought I was going to shoot myself. It was absolutely horrid. So I'm actually not looking forward to the next one when I eventually get to it. Right now, I'm trying to finish a book on Rear Window because Dave wants to record a podcast on Rear Window. I got to finish that. And then I've got that big mammoth book on Berlin. It's like 1,000 pages on Berlin. It's history of a city. So I really want to read that one that I gave you, Anthony Beevers on Russia.
Oh, yeah, that's
the one on the revolution.
Yeah, that's after this one.
Thanks for hanging out with Luke and I while we talked about The Apprentice and everything else. Find Rosalind McPhail's music at www.rosalindmcphail.com. You can find the Super 70 podcast wherever you find podcasts. You can find me, my books, and my blog at www.thatdylandavis.com. You can email me at thatdylandavis@gmail.com. You'll see us next time at the City Lux. Get off at Alexanderplatz.
This day is my day of rest. It's the Sabbath.
Dude, 100% certain.
They posted the next round for the tournament.
Donnie, shut the fuck up. When do we play?
It's Saturday. From 10
Saturday? Well, I have to reschedule.
Walter, what am I going to tell Lebowski?
I told that fuck down at the league office. Who's in charge of scheduling?
Walter.
Burkhalter.
I told that crowd a fucking 1,000 times I don't roll on Shabbos.
Walter.
They already posted it.
Well, they can fucking unpost it!
Who gives a shit? They're going to kill that poor woman, man. What am I going to tell Lebowski?
Come on, dude. Eventually she'll get tired of her little game and, wander on back.
Yeah.
How come you don't roll on Saturday, Walter?
I'm Shomer Shabbos.
What's that, Walter?
Yeah, and in the meantime, what do I tell Lebowski?
Saturday, Donnie, is Shabbos, the Jewish day of rest. That means I don't work. I don't drive a car. I don't fucking ride in a car. I don't handle money. I don't turn on the oven. And I sure as shit don't fucking roll!
Sheesh.
Shomer Shabbos!
Walter, how am I going to...
Shomer fucking Shabbos.
Oh, fuck. That's it. I'm out of here.
Oh, come on, dude.